Wastelanders, Christopher here, Gaslands, NorCal. Thanks for joining me once again for another conversion video. This time, we're getting high. Well, we're going to do a hover vehicle. So I guess we'll get kind of high, higher than sitting on the ground, I guess, anyway. So I've done hover vehicles in the past, but it's been a minute, so I figured, you know what, why not do another hover vehicle? Because I've got some new bits, I've got some new methods, I've got some new paints, pins, whatever, so we'll use those and kind of show what I've learned over the past year, and we'll do another hover vehicle. So for this hover vehicle, we're going to be using this Rally Cat that I got from Mach in the box of all sorts of builds that he sent me. Obviously, it is out of the blister pack. It's a little weathered. That's okay. We're going to strip it down, everything else. Make it a hover vehicle. It should be very cool. Looking forward to it. First things first, you know what we got to do? We got to get this baby apart. Get her in the stripper. Alright, we're all stripped down, ready to go. Got the gray primer going on. Just did the gray sear. Nice and easy, quick and fast, everything. Just how I like it. For the painting, I am going to be using the SMS acrylic lacquer. Going to be doing a red, white, and blue pattern with some stripes. Incidentally, SMS has been gracious enough to agree to be our sponsor for the upcoming Gaslands NorCal Season of Carnage. This season, we got some really cool stuff going on, some really special stuff, working on a lot of different terrain and everything else. It should be pretty cool. I don't want to announce it yet on exactly what we're going to be doing until we get everything set and ready to go, but I am really excited about this. More excited than I have been on some of our previous leagues. So they're going to be our league sponsors. Can't thank them enough. So gracious. Outstanding organization. Scott's a great guy to work with. So for the coloring for our hover vehicle, like I said, we're going to do a red, white, and blue pattern. We're going to start off, and I'm just going to do some whites, or some red down the middle. Let that dry with the SMS. Shouldn't take too long at all. Tape it off. Do some white over that. Again, let that dry. Shouldn't take too long. Tape that off, and then do a blue. So we'll have a red, white, and blue stripe pattern. Should be pretty quick and easy to do with these acrylic lacquer paints. So yeah, that's what we're going to be going with. A lot of times when you're doing hover vehicles, you look for stuff that's more sleek and aerodynamic. This build is very kind of rugged looking, so I'm pretty excited to see how it comes out. The rivets and everything are all already poking out and stuff, so it should be pretty tough and badass. So let's get this thing painted up and we'll see where we go. Alright, so the stripes came out just outstanding. Probably better than any stripes I've done with any other paint that I've used. No bleed, no issues at all. Just very clean red, white, and blue stripes. Very, very pleased with the outcome. Like, ecstatic with the outcome. So, of course, then we're going to go through and grime it and chip it and everything else to make it all wastelands, but still, it looks badass right now. Now, on to the interior. For the interior, I'm going to go through and pretty much do everything in a silver, aside from the windshield and the side windows and stuff. This little top portion, I'm going to take that off because that's where I'm going to stick the weapon. That back portion with the layered lines, that's just awesome for armor. That's going to be silver. Silver the interior, just so it can kind of show up through the orange glass. Silver the bottom, because you will be able to see it because it's going to be a hover vehicle. I've got these really cool engines coming from Caven. You can get their stuff on probably either my Mini Factory or Cults. all of their stuff is just amazing. I love all of their stuff. So glad they dropped all their stuff in at once. The weapons and the ram, I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick this pointy ram on the front. I don't know, maybe I'll put it in the back. But the top weapon, it's kind of like a laser, like sci-fi weapon. It's going to be going on top where that other portion would be at, and it's going to fit just perfectly. So that should look very, very cool. So let's get everything all silvered up. Now, normally I'll go through and do black and then dry brush silver, but this time I'm going to silver everything, and then I'm going to go through and probably start with some Null oil and see how that shadows everything up, and then if I have to, hit it with some Agrax just to make it a little more grimy and everything else. For the silver portion of it, I'm going to be using the SMS Metallic. This stuff is just amazing. They're our sponsor for this upcoming league. Very nice people to work with. Customer service is outstanding. So yeah, definitely need to find some SMS. If you don't have SMS in your life, you're missing out. So let's get everything silver, and then we'll start looking at how we want to get everything together. Got some polystyrene rods, some very thin clear ones. These prefabbed templates are coming from my good buddy at Wasteland Motorsports. So we'll be popping a couple of those on there just so they can kind of have the wiggle room on there. And yeah, this thing's coming together pretty well. Pretty excited to see how it comes out. So let's silver this bad boy up and see what else needs to be done. Alright, so we are all put back together, glued up and everything. The lines, like I said, they just came out phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Sometimes I even amaze myself. The engines are fitting in there perfectly. Sometimes the engines you have to kind of work with and, shape up so they'll fit in the wheel wells. These ones just fit perfectly. Absolutely love how those are going to be going in there. Still need to do a little bit of work on the actual exhaust portion, on what's coming out of the engine to keep the thing up. Got the front and rear rams all ready to go, looking good, fitting in there perfectly. The weapons ready to go. Again, a little bit more work to do on the power portion of it, I guess. For the how we're going to be making this thing levitate, I've got the polystyrene tubing. I'm doing 2 of the smaller ones, where in the past I've normally done 1. But with the smaller ones, it just feels like it's a little bit more durable, flexible, where with the 1, you've only got 1 pinch point. So these ones make it a little bit easier to work with. So let's start getting everything all together. We still got to go through and do some chipping and a little rust work and stuff, because it is the Wastelands after all, but it should look very cool once we're all done with it. So let's get everything together and see where we're at. But yeah, I am loving every minute of it. Alright, so everything is all together. Chipped up and everything. Got the engines and stuff going on, looking very cool. The final things that I'm going to be doing with this build is I'm going to do a little bit of the sponge method with some rust, just to give it a little bit of rust work, and then it's going to be to mount the vehicle on the acrylic plate. Already got some holes drilled. Got the polystyrene tubing cut. These may be a little short, we'll have to see. I want it to kind of sit like at an angle, like it's flying down the road or through the wastelands or something like that. So let's get it chipped up, well, rust chipped, chip rust, whatever you want to call it. Rust it up a little bit, and then we'll drill some holes in the bottom for the tubing and get this thing mounted. Then we'll do a final dust up and take some glamour shots, and this thing will be good to go. But yeah, looking very hovery. Alright, we were all dusted up and ready to go, but before we jump into this, we got some unfinished business from last week. Last week, the build was a celebration build. We're going over 2,000 subscribers, thanks to each and every one of you, and we did a giveaway for whoever had the best name for the build, and the person choosing it was Bo Daddy. He looked through all the listings, thanks to everybody who participated, and he picked BJ Customs with his Outlaw 600 name for the build. BJ, I'm going to get a hold of you and get this book sent out to you. You just got to get your address and everything else. Again, thanks for everybody participating. Thanks for all the subscribers, everything else. Could not have been hit that number without you. Can't wait for another 2K. We're getting there. We're going to get there. For this build in particular, I really love the engines, the paint. SMS paints, like I said, they're just outstanding. These are probably the cleanest lines I have done with any paint. Put the tape on there, throw the paint down, let it dry, and it comes out very, very crisp and clean. Just outstanding paint. I love it. If you enjoyed the video, if you learned something, do me a favor and hit that like button. My goal is to do weekly videos, whether they're vehicle builds, terrain builds, battle reports, whatever. So if that's for you, hit the sub button below and ring the bell to get notified when new content drops. I do sell all my builds pretty inexpensively on my Etsy page, so if you want to see what else I've done, pick something up, you can even request a custom build. If you'd really like to show some love, head on over to my Patreon page and get signed up. Every bit helps keep the paint flowing, the printer printing, and the camera rolling. Until next time, keep your foot on the gas and your finger on the trigger. Gaslands NorCal, signing out.
Tabletop-ready.